And I think what he's saying is you kind of spoke about these players, but not in the way you went after Royale about, if he weren't left back, stuff like that. So you dug him out more. Then you mentioned other names that they didn't play well, but then you actually had to go at Emerson Royale. Well, we all know whether it's whoever comes in that left back position is a problem for us because they're just not good enough. So I think it's because you went after Royale rather than the others. Let's be honest, Basuma's been horrendous for weeks, shouldn't be in the team, but somehow keeps getting back into it. You're saying, look, with Spurs at the moment, against Arsenal, against Liverpool at times, and against Chelsea, we won the ball so high up, but we are so slow in reacting or doing anything attacking-wise. Teams can get back. Wingers that won't take on their man, won't cut inside. It's absolutely awful from Spurs. I got told, Terry, do you remember when we beat Villa 4-0? I said, okay, we beat Villa 4-0, but there's problems there. If we don't iron it out with the running we've got, we can suffer defeat after defeat after defeat. I got told by everyone on here, you're waffling, you're this, you're that, Alan, you're negative and all that. I was like, okay, we play better against the big teams. Well, we've come up against the big teams at the end of the season, and we've been absolutely smashed by every single one, including Newcastle, who have been in problem after problem, injury after injury. We've also got to go and play Man City at home, where people write, "Oh, please lose, so Arsenal don't win the title." Have some shame. Come on. No, we've been awful for some time, and we've papered over the cracks. We're coming back against Forest earlier in the season, away to Everton. We should have won that, but problem after problem, long ball, we couldn't defend against. We got caught out. We lost points and all that. And again, this is why I never signed on to the "we're winning the league in October" thing that everyone was twerking for earlier on in the season. We've got a long way to go. This project or whatever it is under Ange isn't going to get sorted in one season. It's going to take some time. But you can call out poor tactics, the way you set up a team and everything like that in each individual game. Let's look about the midfield three he chose today. Sarr, energy, got stuck in, fantastic. But he also made mistakes because he's immature on the ball and he gave away the ball a lot. Bissouma, who's been missing, we were pretty much playing with 10 men like we have in the last 3 or 4 weeks. And then Bentancur, who, again, too slow in bringing the ball out, getting caught on the ball. So you're bringing in 3 defensive midfielders, not one attacking, to try and shore up the defence. Yet you play the exact same way, trying to keep hold of the ball, keep putting the ball, keep players too high up. And again, that back line with no protection gets absolutely run right. And whether you have an attacking player or not, at one point, there were 16 shots in the game. The 15 previous to the one Spurs had was all Liverpool. And at one point, we had, 57% possession. We had 1 shot, none on target. Liverpool had far less passes, less possession, and had 8 shots and 3 on target, 2 goals. This is the thing we're talking about. It will take time to build a squad, to build a team. But when we have a bit of mild success or 10 games where we go unbeaten, can we not start going, this, that, and the other about Spurs? Can we just relax and give it time to build? Because
Terry, can I give credit
the reason why fans are coming after us is because everyone was saying we're winning the league in October.
I want to give credit to Alan. I really do. Because first of all, big up to Alan, who's been here, win, lose, or draw. I want to ask, where are all the Spurs fans from the start of the season? Because Spurs match reaction used to have, there was like 15 people on this panel. And they were all sat here just, wanking off all the Spurs players. Suddenly, they're all gone. Gone. No one's here. Poor Alan is here when he actually called this realistically from August. He's the one here who has to take the shit for what the other crazy people said, not him. Everything that's been said about these Spurs players, when Alan was telling people, calm down, they didn't listen. And they were saying all that wild shit. And now we have people coming on in May blaming Royale why they lost the game. Bro, talk about your manager. Talk about your midfield. Talk about your center back.
Why we lost the game.
No. Let me handle this then. First of all, Alan is not the only one that's here. Dan is here as well. And I'm not going to lie. I got sick of what I was hearing about Dan when I was watching this. The agenda is crazy. First of all, we all know that Dan is young. He says crazy shit. We cook him for it throughout the season. And fair enough. The reason Alan doesn't say what Dan says is because Alan is about twice his age. So I expect Alan to be a lot more mature than Dan. The thing that Dan did today is he held corn. He actually spoke a lot of shit in the beginning of the season. He's held corn and he's here to hold it. And I respect that. When he comes out and speaks about Emerson Royale, it's because Emerson Royale literally directed to 2 goals conceded. The one where he didn't mark Salah and the one where he got the ball, lost the ball, and then they ended up scoring. Literally 2 out of the 4 goals was his job. So when Dan sits here and says Emerson Royale did this, and that, he is actually right. Because there was 2 goals that came from him. 2 out of the 4. You're responsible for 50% of the goals that were conceded against you today. So I don't see what he's doing wrong with that. Secondly, I'm so tired of this. Ange this, Ange that. Okay, let's talk about Ange. But then you blame all the players. How could you say it's the system, the players, that the manager's been found out, and then every player you criticized? How can it be both? I cannot understand how you can say, let's talk about Ange, but then all the players, yes, they were crap. It doesn't go along. One of them has to be right and one of them has to be wrong. If the system is shit and the players are good, you're like, you know what? Shame on the manager. But if the manager is actually giving you phases in the game, every game, where you're holding possession, you're building up well from the back, you're getting in the final third into scoring opportunities, and your players are not finishing it, which shows you have a lack of quality, how can I blame the manager? When you look at the defending today, one second, Terry, when you look at the goals that were being conceded today, a lot of them, none of them, by the way, were from the high line. This is why every time we talk about the system, it hasn't been a high line. The last time they conceded from a high line, aka a counter attack, which, by the way, it happens to all of our teams, was against Arsenal, and it was one of the 3 goals against against Chelsea. Both of them were set pieces. The other 2 against Arsenal were set pieces, and today it was from the lack of box defending. When you look at every ball that's being crossed, no one is getting on the end of it. Even the one that Salah missed, no one was there to clear that. So there's a clear issue in the back line when it comes to box defending. How can I blame the system, but none of the goals were from that system?
But hang on a minute, though. I will go to Alan. What I want to say, Staff, is this: it can be both. You can have a problem with quality in the squad and elements of the manager's system. A manager's system isn't just about the patterns of play when you have possession. The manager's system is about how you defend set pieces. It's how you defend crosses. It's the manager's system and his tactics. Why are Liverpool and Chelsea and Arsenal and Newcastle players in the last 4 games being given so much time on the ball without being pressed? All of these things are part of a system, not just having a higher line and having good patterns of play when you're in possession. The whole thing is under the manager's control. Whether he has set piece coaches, defensive coaches, it doesn't really matter. He is the manager and he is in charge of all of that. I agree with you, Staffy, that this is not all on Big Ange, but I think it would be naive for us to sit here and go, elements of his style haven't been found out. Equally, he does need backing and this squad to be improved and better quality players overall. But this idea that it's either a crap manager with a good squad or a crap squad and an amazing manager, I think it's too polarized in either direction. I don't know what like Alan, as a Spurs fan, how do you feel about that?
No, look, I get what Staffy's trying to say, because people like that. This is why I blame Ange and the way he sets Spurs out, and also the way the players are playing as well. It's everyone. It's not just one or the other, like Spurs fans like to do. It's not polarizing like that. But you're saying about the last time we conceded a long ball goal was against Arsenal. That wasn't 10 games ago. That was literally 1 weekend ago, 2 games ago. Before that, Newcastle, 2 goals of theirs.
1 in 3 games, Alan. That's my point.
Let me finish. Listen, no, let me finish. I'll let you finish. 2 goals for Newcastle was over the ball. Everton repeated numerous balls over the top when we drew away for 2-2. When we got whooped by Fulham, balls over the top caused problems, conceding, I think, definitely 1 from it, and 1 was like then the second phase of play because we didn't get back in time. There's been loads of cases where this has happened. Also, set pieces. Since it's been found out against the Man City game away in the FA Cup, teams know that we defend zonal from the front and people get a run on us. You've got Arsenal taking 2 goals against us. Set pieces, defending as well, it's been really poor. Continual goals keep happening. Now, you can say players individually are making errors, but then when you look and say, hold on, the same kind of goals happening, long balls over the top, set piece goals, corners where we're doing the same marking, that goes down to the manager and tactics. Both are happening. It's not just one, it's not just the other. You can call out most of them people. Son, until he got moved to the left wing when Richarlison came on, Son might as well not have been on the pitch. Kulusevski and Brendan Johnson on the wing, hit and miss, not really great. Our midfield 3, was, apart from Sarr from time to time, was not there. Players need to be held accountable. And this is what loads of Spurs fans I see are calling for Ange's head. Oh, loads of people have lost faith in Ange. But most of the people that have lost faith in Ange are the players that are not good enough for this club. So I'd rather get them out in the summer, bin the shit, and start again and see if you can build a new team with a better mentality than the complete and utter trash we got in sitting on the bench who are complaining or whining, not getting game or not being good enough. If that includes the likes of Maddison, who's not good enough, Lo Celso, who's not good enough, whoever else it may be, get them out. I'd rather start fresh with a new squad moving forward than the same old people negative, put down tools against Conte, Mourinho, Nuno, now doing it with Ange. get them out and start again. But all of them are held accountable for each individual mistake they're making, plus the manager for his tactics, and not differentiating, not changing to suit a game that's happening on the pitch. You got to change.
I hear that. I think it's a really good chat. Alan, not Alan, sorry. Mr. Box Office TV is here. How are you, mate? Talk to us about your team Spurs today.
Well, firstly, Hassam said that Alan was the only one that was sticking up because, by the way, that when Tottenham were doing well, he was the only one that was being real. Well, I was being real as well, just because I was on the football terrace. If you watch Mr. Box Office TV, you watch it and see it for yourself. And I've said it on lots of other streams as well, where one Tottenham fan called me a scum. Yeah, there's a lot of people call me lots of things because I don't like Ange Postecoglou. So that's a fact, and Alan knows this as well. So being on his channel as well, with all the flack I've got from his channel as well. So that's a thing as well. Secondly, Alan, people saying Ange out, let them. Yeah, this is what I said in June. Yeah, and this is why I said it's similar to the Arsenal situation with Arteta. Yeah, when Arsenal said Arteta out, what did they do? They stuck with their manager. They stuck with him. Yeah, look at them right now. Yeah, Tottenham have to go through that. The board have got to stick with Ange Postecoglou right now. What I'm asking for the board right now? Just put a statement out and say we back Ange Postecoglou right now. Just put a statement out. But at the moment they're not doing it. So this is why I can't back something I don't even know they'd back as well, and that's it. Right. So, but you know what I said anyway. We know my feelings on the situation. That's it. But on the game today, the thing that really annoyed me today, when we saw Emerson Royale, who I said was bang average, just take him off. You got Dragusin on the bench, put Van de Ven on the left, and put Dragusin on. He doesn't do it. He does it after 3-0. Yeah. Now I can take the losing because the season's over. I don't care about Champions League, but it's just that situation just annoyed me. You know what I mean? Because he was just getting rinsed. He was just getting absolutely rinsed. Yeah, I know our players are not good enough, and I understand. Ange told us in June. He told us in June that he's going to stick with his plan. I'm fine with that. Even though I don't like him, he said it. He told us in June. I can't have a go at him for that. That's it. Simple. Yeah, but it was just that little thing, and you can see Liverpool were just doing it, and even Skip. We just put Skip on, do something because he's not good enough. He's got to go in the summer, and that was it. But that was the only thing that got on my nerves. You know what I mean?
Do you think the players are down tools?
Yeah, I think they're
the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm not going to take long because you're a Spurs fan, but the talent is undeniable in Madison, in Bissouma, in some of the players, and Sarr. But I don't think they are given everything. Even Romero's body language look different now, as they are not buying into this project, or they are frustrated with their teammates, or they're frustrated with the manager. That combination together is not going to work. Something has to happen. Something big has to happen, because you cannot go next season with a player down tools from the beginning of the season.
This is the culture of our club. This is the.
This is it.
This is the.
I didn't believe that. I got the word. I didn't believe it.
But Mo, let me just make my point. This is why I can't back this at the moment. Yeah, right. When you've had a culture of sacking managers after sacking managers after sacking managers after sacking managers, right? And we've not stuck with the manager through bad times, like Arsenal with Arteta, Liverpool with Klopp, right? What is going to be the culture? Okay, so we've had a good start. You see now we've had a bit of a wobble. Now you're seeing what's going on at the moment. Now, for me, this is just the process, right?
What do you mean?
Now,
what does that mean, the process?
Well, the process is that, you know, I don't really know what the process is. But the point I'm making is, let me just make my point. My point is that when you see with what Newcastle at the moment, they've got a process in place of saying this is where we want to aim to, and what at the end of it, we're going to see this is what we want to end up with at the moment. Yeah, at the moment with Tottenham, I don't know what the end goal is. At the moment, they haven't given me the own goal. They've said, "Yeah, we want to play great football." Great, okay, but what else do you want to do with Ange? At least Ange, for me, at the moment, he's telling us here where he wants to go to. He wants to win the league. That's it. Whether you think he's deluded or not, that's not the point. The point is, he knows what he wants to do. Where he wants to end up is winning something, winning the league or winning something. right? But I don't know what the end goal for our owners is at the moment. You see what I'm saying?
No.
And that, unfortunately,
The end goal is 5 NFL matches a season, 15 concerts a
Exactly.
season, and a couple of boxing events. That's about it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I
Yeah.
don't know
Let's get
what
that
the
one.
end goal is.
No,
and,
I understand
Anybody
that.
can
and
say
that's
Mike.
why I
Anybody can
think
say
at
that,
the end of the year next year, Ange will walk
See,
because
this
he wants to
is
win.
the thing. Where I
That's the
agree
thing.
is this. I think Ange and elements of his system and the way he sets up should be criticised. But I don't think throwing baby out with the bathwater, he's a complete fraud, he's got to go, is the right answer either. So I see where Staffy's coming from. I see where Alan and Hassam, I think everybody's making a point here. I just feel, and maybe fan media has been part of this problem. It's whenever we get onto a manager conversation, it's almost like people have, excuse me for saying this in front of a young lady like Kate and a young man like Dan, but people have premature ejaculation. It's always straight to manager in, manager out, as opposed to you can just criticize and leave it at criticism. There doesn't need to be something that comes after that criticism. The world is so polarized on everything, and I think it's crazy for anybody to be calling for Ange to be sacked right now. However, if I did say on my opening monologue, if Man United, Newcastle, and Chelsea all finish above them, maybe then there has to be a conversation, because if that was to happen, that's beyond embarrassing. But it won't happen. I threw it out there because of the chat.
Even if that happens, I think we should still back Ange.
Maybe.
Genuinely.